All right. Well, hello everybody. Whoops. Technical difficulties. Hang on. Give me one moment. My new setup is not prepare. There we go. All right. Well, it wouldn't be a somewhere else stream if we didn't start with ridiculous technical difficulties. So, hi, I'm Elsewhere. I'm your host, as always, and welcome back to the WitchCraft SMP. It has been a little while since we have played Minecraft, but I'm very excited to be back for what is gearing up to be a new season. Our last season ended dramatically and bizarrely with my fight with the demonic spirit Leonard in order to acquire this urn, which you will be seeing used a lot over the course of this stream. And frankly, I don't entirely know what's coming because I'm not actually writing this season. So we'll see what exciting things the other members of the SMP have planned. But in the meantime, I figured we would get started by re-gearing up. As you can see, I'm wearing a bunch of random raggedy bits of armor. My inventory is absolutely full of random stuff. So we are going to head home, and we are going to start putting back together our core toolkit after the dragon fight and Leonard kind of wiped us out. So yeah, currently I am here in Goblin Town, which has changed a little bit since I've been around. As we can see, the kobolds have started farming, and their population of mushrooms has increased considerably. Over here we have... Oh, excuse me. The mayor is still Alberic. Hello, Alberic. And as you can see here, I'm currently saving up a lot of koboldite, which you can get either by mining or by trading with kobolds. I'm sure I've gone over this before, but it's been a little while since I've streamed this SMP, so I have to remember. But anyway, the reason that we are saving up koboldite is because we want to acquire a pentacle. Which is the most powerful altar upgrade, arguably, and also the final one that I need. So this is a high priority thing, but it's also going to take me a while. This is all I've accumulated in the entire time that we've been running this server. So that is a future goal. But one of the first things I did once I returned to Stragaria was to come check in on everyone here and make sure they were all doing all right. So yeah, I've been gone. I have been, well, the real world answer is that I've been incredibly busy. But the in-world answer is that I roamed both my mind and my body. If we look at the journey map, it has expanded considerably in every direction as I journeyed far and wide across the nearby continents and visited interesting new places, some of which we will return to. But while I did so, while I wandered mind and body, Stragaria did not wait for me. Things have been changing and getting very interesting and potentially dangerous in my absence. One of the most significant changes, I think, probably, is that the Wandering Lady from the I was going to say Dreamlands, that's Arkham. I say Dreamlands anyway. From the Dreamlands has actually moved into the waking world and has established this bastion there, if you can see in the center of the screen, up north of Greenmount. So I've been there. I've conversed with her. I built her a waygate, but that is going. I mean, having her incarnated is probably going to lead to some exciting events. There are certainly a lot more wolves traveling around the waking world than there were before. Also, in my absence, it appears the Baron of Uberwald has created a currency. So Stragaria now has... Oh, hang on, let's take a peek into the future. Who could have predicted this? The Baron of Uberwald has created... Huh. I didn't put that there. Which means someone got into my house, which is really not supposed to happen. Well, the protectors are still there, and I just broke that cobblestone. Hang on, surely I have more. No, anywhere? Okay. Yeah, I gotta grab some cobblestone. The guardian fetishes are still there, so whoever it was either knew how to bypass those, or it could have been Robert. It could have been God. That's very intimidating. What a way to start the stream. I did not even know this was here. I was out and about, and I did not anticipate this. So, let me think a bit about how safe I feel exploring this while we continue our introduction. What I was mentioning was these Uberbucks, the new currency of our country. And I have already brought some goods for sale over to the Baron and acquired a few Uberbucks. They are made out of a material known as Cruor, which is a fabric that can only be made with the blood of a vampire lord. So on the bright side, as long as there is only one vampire lord on the server, they can't be counterfeited. And no, I'm not tempted to become a vampire lord exclusively to forge money. That would be crazy. Let's see. Is there any other major news that I can think of that I've heard? Oh, yes. I have become aware of some enormous construction projects taking place. You can see one of them here. I am not entirely sure what this is, but I flew past it briefly and then was warded away by the ever-menacing Lord of the Mesa, the usurper, Jordy. So we'll see what comes out of that. Basically, there's a lot of exciting stuff going on the server, and I have no idea what any of it is. So there's a lot to explore, and I'm looking forward to doing so. So yeah, what are we... the other major update that I should probably mention is that as you guys saw at the end of last season, I acquired this very handy little gadget, Leonard's Urn, and maxed it out, which means that I have 4 slots for spells at any given time, and I can make those spells out by creating a certain types of potions in this cauldron. You can see my thing over there. I've been working on a Brewing with Witchery series for the YouTube channel, creating a variety of fun little spells on the side, and you can see a few of them are in here. This is the one you'll be seeing me use the most, the Breath of Life. Those haven't gone up yet due to some technical difficulties. It may be by the time this goes up on YouTube that they are also up on YouTube, but at the moment, at the time of this stream, it's not quite up yet. But I'm looking forward to that. It's a fun series. I've got a bunch of cool random ideas for spells that I'll be walking through, and then you'll get to see me use them in the stream itself. So speaking of which, I no longer need to eat, sleep, or go over to the Gaia's Tears to heal, because I can just cast the Breath of Life. Whoop! I can fail utterly to cast the breath. I can continuously fail to cast the Breath of Life. There we go. And now, if I had hunger or health damage, I would instantly heal it. And as you can see right now, what I'm doing is I'm damaging myself to recover infusion power, which is an ability we picked up near the end of last season as well. So the Breath of Life and Carnosa Diem means that I am able to have infinite infusion power, health, and hunger. And I no longer need to do silly mortal things like consuming food, which is good because the kobolds trade for food. So that has been my main export to them. All right, I think that's everything in the way of news. And ironically, now that we've established that I don't need to sleep or eat or any of those things anymore, I feel like finishing my Dreamcatcher collection just for fun, since that's something that has been sitting in the background that I haven't actually accomplished. So let's see, which one do we have? I believe it's fasting. Did it just fall into the floor? Oh, there it is. All right, Dreamweaver of Fasting. Let's take a look at the others. I'm not currently sure if the Dreamweavers will work in this layout. I put up these fence posts to carry them. We're just gonna try it out once we make them, and we'll mess around with it until we can get a perfect setup with it. Because even though I don't necessarily need to sleep, sending my mind into the Dreamlands to gather resources is not a terrible idea. This Waystone is really intimidating. I'm not sure I want to go to Purgatorio. I'm not sure that's a good idea. Problems for later. So yeah, let's just jump in with some crafting. First Dreamweaver, Fleet Foot, requires a splash potion of swiftness and a splash potion of slowness. 6 minutes and 3 minutes. Do I have any of those? Doesn't look like it, so let's make some from scratch. Gunpowder, redstone, sugar. Okay, netherwort, sugar, gunpowder, redstone. Netherwort? Oh, I need to clean up my inventory. Sugar, or redstone, then gunpowder. Oh, I already have in my inventory, which is also a good time to put all of this away. That in there. Carrots in here. Koboldite can go in this current project drawer because that is going to be a current project for approximately forever. So put that in there. All right. Also, I can't quite yet show you why I'm carrying a wooden door in my inventory because I haven't made the spell for it yet, but I'm very excited about the wooden door and its potential. So just, imagine what it's capable of. All right, where do I store my glass bottles? Oh, hey, more. Those are other special potions. Those won't help us with this. I think they're outside in the brewing area. Yeah, here we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So that's the speed. 3 for the slowness. Strength and weakness. Flowing spirit and a bruise. So those are special. Okay, so do I have strength and weakness already? I need strength. Strength 1. Why are there 2? I don't know. Strength 1, 6 minutes. Weakness 3 minutes. Strength. I think I only have strength 2. Oh, but I could make this one into gunpowder. Okay. Let us begin the brew. First step. Netherwort, make some awkward potions. Because of the witchery brewing system, I haven't actually done that much core game brewing. So I have a question. I don't actually know if I put in, say, a potion of strength and then a potion of a non-splash potion of swiftness, and I distill gunpowder into both of them. does that work? We'll give it a shot. We'll find out. We're finding out these basic Minecraft mechanics together after I already have an entire season of this up on my channel. Ah, yes. Competence. It's funny to think that before this year I had never touched Minecraft. I enjoyed it a lot now. Alright. Redstone. Swiftness. I need swiftness 3 minutes to swiftness 8 minutes. And then the gunpowder. And then the weakness potion is... Potion of weakness. Ah, it's just... Okay. Ah, that's a process. Oh, interesting. You can turn a mundane potion. I think I made some of those once when I made a mistake somehow. I don't think I still have them, though. Alright, so if we take one of these out and we put this in, can we gunpowder the strength potion? Oh, it looks like it works. Okay, great. That's logical. It's kind of what I expected would happen, but I wasn't entirely sure. So the slowness potion is a fermented spider eye on a potion of swiftness 8, which this is. So, okay, you and you. Let me put that potion of swiftness, and I'm sure... Yeah, there's one. Fermented spider eye. And that will give me slowness, and then I'll make it splash. And then over here, to get weakness, I need to put the spider eye onto a potion of strength 8. That is a potion of strength 8. Okay. So put both of those in there, and I put in the fermented spider eye. And I should get a potion of slowness and a potion of weakness. Weakness 4 is what I need. Yeah, and then slowness 3. And then I need an extra gunpowder to put into them. Also, yes, I don't need those water bottles after all. I had some extra. Okay, slowness 4, weakness 4. That looks right. Put both of those in, put the gunpowder in, and I'll have my last 2. Now, obviously, in case you need a recap, there are 5 Dreamweavers here, but only 4 of them are supposed to go around your bed. The Dreamweaver of Fleetfoot, which gives you swiftness after you sleep. Iron Arm, which I think gives you haste, but we'll see momentarily. It could be strength. Fasting, which fills your hunger. Obviously, I don't need this anymore, but the reason it's the only one we have is there was a time when food was very difficult for me, and this was an easy way to make up for that. And the Dreamweaver of Intensity, which magnifies the effects of the other 3. The Dreamweaver of Nightmares is special. If you sleep near it, it will make all of these other effects negative and add its own negative effects on top of that. However, if you use it the way... It's a necessary step for getting bodily into the spirit world. That's the term for it, the spirit world. So, as you can see over here, if you didn't see Season 1, this is my spirit walking hut. Did I just get punched by something? I can hear the sounds of one of my... Yeah, hello. Hi. My Triffids. I need to make more of those. They're good guard dogs. As you can see up here, here is my Dreamweaver of Nightmares, because this is where I use Brews of Sleeping to travel into the spirit world. Speaking of Brews of Sleeping, we need one for the Dreamweaver of Intensity, so let's grab one. And fly on back down to home. I tried growing some Spanish moss on my giant tree over here, and it made a bunch of the foliage fall off. It's kind of a shame. but it's still pretty. Oh, also I tripped and fell. Sweet. Alright. Oh, you know what we should do? We should absolutely get our cat back. Salem has obviously, at some point, gone kaput, as she is wont to do, but let me just remind myself how to resummon my cat, and we will do so. I thought it was in the first category. Bind. How do I get my darn cat? Focus lightning storms, block out the sun. You know, we still haven't done a lot of these, and they seem really cool. So at some point, I will just go through this book and try out different rituals. I think they're very neat. Release nature. Some of them we have used, and to impressive effect. We'll also be doing summoning. One thing I haven't messed around with yet is magic mirrors, which is a very cool part of this mod that we will be doing this season. Oh, here we go. Summoning. Summoning. Breath of the Goddess, Hint of Rebirth, Whiff of Magic. Breath of the Goddess. Hint of Rebirth. And a Whiff of Magic. All right. Let's go get our cat back. Here, kitty, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty, I summon thee from across the vastness of space and time. Here, kitty, kitty. Hello. Hi. Hello, welcome back. It's good to see you. It's been a while. I've been away. Nobody's resummoned you because I literally have not been in Strigaria for months. It's good to be back, though. All right, let's go inside. Because otherwise you're going to get yourself bonked again. You don't pay a lot of attention to your personal well-being. Are you digging a hole in my floor? Yep, seems about right. All right, back to the topic at hand. Let's get some potions. Weakness 3, slowness 3. Okay, and then I need some item frames. Quick, while she's inside. Make her sit down and close the door. Do I have any of those left? No? Alright. Time to remember how to build them. A lot of sticks. I'm making 3. So 1, 2, 3. Do I have sticks anywhere? Yes. So many sticks. I'll just drop them in there and we're certain we have enough. Okay, 3 sticks. Dreamweavers. All right. Those in the center. The potions. Let's see. Let's start with swiftness and slowness. I need 6 feathers. I need some twine. Where? I think I store my twine over here. Yes, and boy, are we low. We need to spin some thread. Am I out of tormented twine? Gosh, okay. Well, for the moment, we can finish the current one, but then we'll have to take a quick jaunt into the spirit world, which is quite all right. Do we have any? We do not. Diamond Vapor, this eternally useful and very valuable material. I need 4. Well, I need 3, but I'll make 4 because that's the unit it comes in 2s. And that's using up my oil of vitriol, so I'm going to have to make more oil of vitriol also. Remind me. foul fume and quick lime. I've got plenty of foul fume. Quick lime, got plenty of that too. So we'll put that in after. In the meantime, gosh, all of this slime that I get out of my distillery is really accumulating. I've not killed that many slimes, but I still have so many stacks of it. Also, this creeper head. I should do something fun with that. Okay. Put feathers. And I actually need the thread right away, don't I? So the question is, do I have any disturbed cotton? I do have a little. It might be enough. So I'm going to need 3, right? Yes, okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's grab some string. And Reek of Misfortune, which I also think I have plenty of. Sweet. And let's get to spinning. Wow, this is actually a great way to settle back into the witchery life, because it's using all of our gear, all of our witches' tools. So we'll use the spinning wheel to make some tormented twine. Let's grab the fanciful thread while we're at it. We put 2 in. We have 1. We need 3 more. So wispy cotton. I will confess, the thing that I sold to the Baron of Uberwald was a pretty large amount of wispy cotton, because it was something I had plenty of and he was looking for. But that does mean that he's looking to get into the spirit world, so maybe we need to be aware of / concerned about that. We did build a manifestation portal in Uberwald, so we can always go and check out what he's doing. But okay, let's put in the foul fume and the quick lime. This is done spinning, so we can put in the cotton, string, and that. And that spins, and this distills, and it's quite charming. All right. That should be all of our stuff. And there we go. We're ready to make our first Dreamweaver. Oh, whoops. All right. So we have fasting. Let's add fleet foot. And then let's get the rest of our fanciful thread. Give me that. And we'll put in for iron arm. There it is. And last but not least, intensity is flowing spirit and a brew of sleeping. Yes, kitty, what? All right, and we have a little bit of flowing spirit. I'm always on the edge of running out of flowing spirit, because it's just a decent amount of trouble to go into the spirit world and get all of my stuff together to make it. And then you have to make it without using netherrack fire, which makes the cauldron a whole adventure. Anyway. All right. And our final piece of tormented twine. Sorry, fanciful thread. We already used the tormented. And that is a Dreamweaver of intensity. All right, we now have a complete set of Dreamweavers. So is it night? Could have looked at my clock. Day is starting. Fortunately, I can fix that. There it is. Stone axe, quick lime. Do I have a random stone axe lying around in my chest of random equipment? I do not. Time to make a stone axe. 1, 2, 3. Sticks. Oh, hang on. I already had sticks in my inventory. Stone axe. Quicklime. The oil of vitriol is coming along nicely and getting me some gypsum while I'm at it, which is good because I'm low on chalk, so I'll have to make some new chalk. And let's go abuse our power over nature for mild convenience. All right, this requires a 7x7 white chalk circle, which we have right here, so we'll just throw those down and play God. That never gets old. Hi, are you my new friend? The prophecy said you would join. You're tamed and everything. All right, now I have a wolf. Wolves aren't really my purview. They're kind of the ladies, but also I'm a little surprised that the wolf is not being attacked by the guardian spirits. I may have to get my necromancer's robes on and check them out to see if they're working properly. Which is always a very dangerous thing that usually involves me dying several times, so I'll save it for after the stream. All right. Now that it's night, we're going to put... what's an easy one? We'll put the Dreamweaver of Fleetfoot. Actually, for aesthetics, we should save that spot for intensity. So, Fleetfoot. Iron Arm. And fasting. All right, let's see if these are close enough to the bed to work. They sure are. There we go. Speed, haste, and saturation. For 6 minutes on the first two and 4 on the last. Okay, that's extremely cool. Oh, hello. Katrina? Hi. Long time no see. How's it going? How's the coven? Man, I haven't seen the coven in ages. Let's go summon the coven. Let's see. Where should we summon the coven? Oh, that's another good thing I should do. I should breed some owls. I've been thinking it would be really fun if it takes so long to breed them, but if we could get enough owls. Do I not have meat? I know, it's ridiculous. Unbelievable. Take a quick trip to Greenmount and harvest some animals. If we do breed enough owls, then I can start releasing them and just sort of letting them fly around the world a little bit, and it'll add a nice element to the setting to have just owls oot and a boot. All right, some of you are in the wrong pen, and I have something to say about that. This is the sheep pen. This is the sheep pen. All right, there we go. And now we have a bit of meat that we can... Everywhere I go in Greenmount, I pick up eggs. There are too many chickens. Now that we have some meat, we can go breed our owls. I think they can use either beef or pork, and currently I'm saving the pork for the kobolds because that is the kind of food that they're most interested in. They're making food and clothes currently are the main thing because I'm bringing them pork and wool in exchange for koboldite dust. Hello, I hear you hooing. Hooing. Yeah, that. All right, who wants to make babies? All right, you and you. New owl. All right, you sit and you sit. All right, now you two. Food. Food. No, I said move. Can you not? How about not? There we go. Okay. Fantastic. And then we'll sit you both down. Are you sat? You're sat. Okay. Are you sat? Yes. Everyone's sat. Soon you'll have a friend. And then, yeah, okay. And my owl population will slowly increase. Man, they make a lot of noise. Whee! I have to say, the flying from the Infernal Infusion really never gets old. It's always so entertaining. Alright. Here we can see my altar. It's a very good altar. 12,000 power. I'm not sure why it's not filling the rest of the way up. That's interesting. I don't think I have any tax on it at the moment. But the pentacle, I believe, increases regeneration, which is something that I need more than quantity. I could be wrong about that. Either way, it will be helpful. The Real Popcat says hello in the chat. Hello, Real Popcat. Welcome to the stream. All right, I'll be inundated with iron. That's not a bad prediction. I'm still hoping that Baba Yaga will come back and give me more nice things, because she's been very helpful. All right, so with all of these in place, my buffs have almost run out. So let's put the Dreamweaver intensity, and we'll test the difference in length. I assume I'll need to make it night again. Continue abusing my supernatural powers. Because what are supernatural powers for, if not ridiculously abusing them? Alright, Stone Axe. Quick Lime. Why does it sound like something's on fire outside? Put away the leather. Alright, one more. Oh, that was a teleport. I hope that was a Coven Witch. Quick Lime, Stone Axe, bring on... No, quick Lime. Bring on the darkness. Yeah, there we go. I have to say, I also want to pretty up this set of circles and maybe raise them a little. Just because it looks kind of ugly with the dirt and the cobblestone. This is a relic from an earlier stage of my witchery journey. And I think it could be prettied up. Of course, that being said, I do still live in a half wood, half dirt hut in the ground. On a server full of really amazing builders. I am not that thing. But I have some plans. I have some plans for a build that I'm very excited about. That will take me a long time and a lot of effort. And I'll probably die a bunch while doing it. But I'll explain more of that later. What? All right. 11 seconds of night vision, 4 minutes of speed 2, 4 minutes of haste 2, and 6 minutes of saturation. I see, so it upgraded the effects, except for saturation, which just increased. And also gave me night vision, which is not enormously useful at the start of the day, but hey, no complaints. So there you have it. That's our complete sleeping setup. How to fully upgrade yourself. And I could have done this much sooner before I acquired my my urn and therefore obviated the need for sleep and food. These are super useful, super fun. 4 whole minutes of speed and haste is not bad. In fact, you could probably just take these and a bed down into a mine with you and just periodically nap if you can find a place without mobs. And get the buffs. Could be interesting. The Purgatory Waystone is still intimidating me. Alright. So, with that squared away, what shall we do next? I certainly need to work on armor. That's something you've all seen me do before, so I can always do it off camera. Just because you've been through that process, you don't need to go through it again. Let me take a quick look at the ruby slippers. Yeah, those... Man, those are expensive. Woo! Oh, man, I always forget that. Demonic blood. And then we have to make... Yeah, okay. That is a whole process. And it's a fun process, but it is a process that you can go back and see happening on a prior stream, I think. So... I will save that for a bit of off-camera grinding, and I will return with, ideally, more equipment. Oh, that is something we can do, though. Something I've been meaning to work on is when I do get my equipment this time, I will not be so Cavalier with it and allow it to get destroyed like it did during the dragon fight. I'm going to use Armor Protection Poppets. So these are fun. Reek of Misfortune, 2 Drop of Luck, a Poppet, and a Diamond Vapor. I happen to have an extra Diamond Vapor, don't I? From what we were just doing. Where did I leave it? Ah, yes, here. So we'll make one of those now, just because that is a valuable thing to have prepared. Diamond Vapor, 2 Drops of Luck. Drops of Luck. You'd think after all the times I've made these things that I would remember off the top of my head what goes into them. Mandrake, Wart, Tear, Evil, Extremis. Alright. There's the Wart. The Mandrake. Do I have Tears currently? No, I just have Breath. So we'll grab 2 of that and 2 Lapis. Ooh, I am very speedy with the new upgrade. Man, I might have to spend some time sleeping after all, just because it's fun to zoom around my house. Woo! Woohoo! Woo! Speed 2, baby. For 24 more seconds. Mandrake, Wart, Tear, Evil, and then Mutandis Extremis. Speaking of which, we'll need 2 more of these for the Mutandis Extremis. I don't know if I actually have ordinary... No, I do. I have ordinary Mutandis. When in doubt. And my Refined Evil is stored, I think, in Advanced Components. If I have any. Have I used all my Refined Evil? Really? Well, that's unusual. Oh, man, I feel so slow now that the speed went away. Jeez. Okay, well, in the absence of any, I guess we'll make some. Demon Hearts are a functionally unlimited resource for us, thanks to Balthazar. So I will just cook some Demon Hearts. It's a Demon Heart with... Oh, it's Diamond Vapor, isn't it? Hang on. Yes, with Diamond Vapor. And the other option is a Gas Tier with Diamond Vapor. I could get Gas Tiers fairly easily, but I just have so many Demon Hearts that I might as well. So we'll put 2 of those. Actually, instead of that, we're going to need to put another diamond in. Hi, Demonica. Feels good to be back doing some witchery, cooking a bunch of random stuff and random appliances. This is the way. Gypsum. Oh, I've been storing my gypsum in here. I'll move it over. What goes here? Nothing goes here. Goes here. Yeah. And then the oil of vitriol goes in here. I'm doing my best to keep organized after the last mess that I got myself into. Alright. Diamond Vapor is almost done. Then we'll put in the Demon Hearts. While we're doing this, I can run outside and make the Mutandis Extremis. I genuinely have just forgotten which order. It's Netherwart first, right? Yes. Okay. Netherwart. Mutandis. Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. Marvelous. And as soon as it bubbles, let's make some more. Netherwart, Mutandis. Alright. I need you guys. Put 2 of you in there with 2 of you. Put the Odor of Purity away. And I'm just lacking the second Mutandis Extremis and the Refined Evil, which is currently being made, so I'll go get the Mutandis Extremis. And refill this. Fabulous. Alrighty. Hello, Isabeau. I can never tell whether it's Isa or Cordelia when they first appear because they use the same model. Oh, I was going to summon the Coven, and then I got distracted by owls. I am such an absent-minded witch. We'll go over here. We'll say hi to Balthazar in the process. Got my Seer Stone. I wonder. Bottling skill 81. I am not quite maxed out on bottling skill yet. Oh well. And no curses. That's good. Nobody has cursed me in my absence. We have not used curses a lot on this server. I wonder if there'll be an opportunity to do so. Hello. Hello, ladies. Alright. Demonica. Neretza. Why do you not have a thing, Neretza? Issa, Umbra, Cordelia, and Katrina. Neretza does not have a name tag, and it confuses me. That's fine. Oh wait, are you not Neretza? Where did you come from? 1, 2, 3, 4. Which one? I'm terribly sorry. I've forgotten your name, ma'am. Hang on, I could fix this. No? She's just not talkative today? Alright, that's fine. And then over here, we have our friend... Our little... Oh, that's a whole demon. That's a whole Oh, that's a whole demon. Balthazar! Balthazar got out of... Oh, dear. Alright, so we're gonna spend a little time cleaning up this mess. The little fella I was coming over to say hi to... Still here. Hello, Baal. How's it going? I don't have any shinies for you right now, but later. Right now, your older brother is causing some issues. Okay, so I think the best way to get him back is probably teleportation. So let's pull out our book and see. I might be able to just kite him back in. The shield that we want is the Rite of Protection. So we need obsidian and redstone, which is easy enough. But we also need to get him in there. And I still have the 11 by 11 up. So yeah, we'll use the Rite of Transposition. Let's go get a tag lock kit so that we can grab his DNA. No, I don't know why demons have DNA. It seems a little odd, but so does everything else in this world. So it can't be that strange. I'm going to need to name you. I'm sure I'll come up with something good. I mean, I've been using a lot of Germanic mythology, so maybe you're Fenrir or Fenris. I don't know. Time will tell. All right. Waystone, an unbound Waystone, a taglock kit, Ender Dew, and Iron Axe. Plus the obsidian and the redstone, so I have unbound Waystones in here. But that's exactly enough for a full binding, so I'll just save... Can I get past the trees, please? I'll just save that for later. Surely I have extras in here, and if I don't, it is easy enough to make one. So flint, I must have bone needles, yes. You can see I was making, I think I was making grave dirt. Bone needle, flint, unbound waystone. Oh, let's grab the refined evil while we're at it. And a bunch more demonic blood, which we can use if we want to train against some more huntsmen. I have a lot of demonic blood. Alright, so I have all the materials for the... Is that the right order? Yeah, for the drop of luck. For the ritual I need a taglock, a waystone, waystone, taglock, Ender Dew. There we go. And an iron axe. I feel like I must. Really, no iron axes. Lots of gold axes. I'm not sure if those are for any rituals. Oh, it's in my bag. There we go. Take out a block of iron. break it apart with my bare hands. Need 3 of that. I keep forgetting sticks. There we go. Alright, so we're gonna get Balthazar's tag lock. Oop. Gonna get Balthazar's tag lock, then we're going to teleport him into the circle at the same time as we activate the Rite of Protection. Yes. I have my obsidian right here from the Great End resource collection. And some redstone. Am I speedy? No, not speedy. It's just perception. The Spanish moss is on fire again. It has charming. Stop. Alright, so this was clearly the wrong place to plant some moss. Okay. Let's put a replacement. I don't have any wood, so in my usual ramshackle style, let's just put a cobblestone slab over the entrance. I am such a hobo in this world of gorgeous imperial structures. But it's good life. I like it. Alright. Let's go prick a demon. From behind, no less. Am I sticking a needle in his butt? I think I might be. Alright. Bend over. Oh man, tag locking him is not going to be easy because he's aggroed. Ow. This is not your problem, Zambi. You are so far out of the league of the creatures that are currently at work. Got it. Yes. Okay. That was awesome. Alright. Now, before we use this, we need to make sure that the altar has enough power. Alright, it's 6,000, and we know that it can handle maintaining the circle, so we should be good. Let's lay everything out. So, Taglock, Waystone, Enderdew, Iron Axe, Obsidian Redstone. Now let's step back and see if it works. Whoop, not that far back. Work. Okay, thank goodness. It took a minute on the sphere. Next time I should probably do the Rite of Protection first, just so there isn't an immediate jailbreak. Alright, and if we phase through, he'll come after us again. Alright, thanks Balthazar. Very cool. Ow. He whacked us, so we'll take a moment to heal up. Ah. Lovely. Consume a little life force. Get myself up to full. Alright. Well, that was hugely successful. Now let's head home and continue making our poppet. It's a fun little, more or less a chores session. I hope you guys are entertained. I'm enjoying myself. What do I have in here? Nothing useful. I'll have to organize some of my outdoor chests later. Oh, still inundated with iron. I haven't gone mining, so I haven't actually had any recourse to do that. Hello, kitty. All right. Let's grab our tiers. And let's head out to make some drops of luck, which are extremely expensive. So let's really make sure that we are doing this right. And caps lock. Alright, Mandrake Root, Netherwort, Tear of the Goddess, Refined Evil, Mutandis Extremis. Mandrake Root, Netherwort, Tear of the Goddess, Refined Evil, Mutandis Extremis. Do I have enough power? Should. I think they're around 8,000 power. I remember really early on in the server, getting to 8,000 was the big benchmark to determine that you could properly witch it up. Or was 8,000 for the familiar? Actually, 8,000 might have been for the familiar because that only looks like it was 5 or 6,000. Oh, it should say, shouldn't it? No, guess not. I'm used to looking at the wiki. Alright, put in the brew. Wait for it to bubble. And then... Great. Oh, also you may have noticed I'm carrying my sword again. That was... I chose to do that while I was traveling the distant reaches of the world. I'll switch back to the frying pan now that I'm here, safe in Stragaria again. Right. And yeah, we've used most of our altar power, but we have 2 drops of luck. And what is the final ingredient in our poppet of choice? Aside from, you know, the poppet. Ah, Reek of Misfortune. Reek. And of course we need a poppet, which means wool. Oh, I have more wool than I thought. I'll take some of that over to Goblin Town after this. We need Spanish moss. 2, if I'm remembering correctly. String? Yes. And a bone needle for the spine. Alright, let's make ourselves a poppet. So, body of bone filled with moss, wrapped in cloth. Poppet. And then we imbue this poppet with luck, with value, and with bad luck as well, because it is rather bad luck when your precious armor gets damaged. All right. And that is in Armor Protection Poppet. Hang on. Oh, why am I doing this? I have one of these right outside. Grab another one of my tag locks. There we go. After all, I'll have to tag lock myself. Should really reorganize my hotbar too. I don't use the Witch's Hand much anymore, although it was extremely useful for quite a while in collecting animals for Greenmount's farms. Alright, we bind this to me. Obviously, we're not going to use it right now because we're still wearing absolute pointless garbage armor. Let's grab some boots. However, we will store it in our secret area here under voodoo. Yes, with a lot of voodoo poppets that I collected while I was traveling, which I have not yet had reason or admittedly recourse to use. I do not have a lot of tag locks of my peers or much in the way of threats. Also, I have not yet acquired my final compass. I don't even dare attempt to tag lock the lady. Levi has her own business and is too powerful for me. However, it does look like the Baron is on at the moment. In which direction? Oh. He's not in this reality. I wonder. He could be in the Nether. He could be in the End. Or he could be in the spirit world. You can see, as with all compasses in Minecraft, when they're not in the same dimension as you, it just spins. I can't tell. I think it's just spinning. Unless he's right above me and flying in circles, which, you know, I wouldn't put past him. Alright. Oh, whoops. Wrong button. Just trying to rotate. Alright. Well, that does make me curious, and one of the things on my list is to go looking for my horse Sleipnir in the spirit world. So, it may be that it's time to take a quick trip into another reality that I'm fond of. Yeah, alright. So, is there any other important things to do? We've been streaming for an hour, which is pretty good, but there's so much to do now that we are back in Strigaria to check off the list. I did hear from the Baron that he has a job for me related to necromancy, which would be fun. We've done a bunch of spirit-based necromancy, not a lot of raising, you know, traditional undead, those gross zombies and skeletons. But, you know, I'd be interested to hear what the job is. I have a bit of manifestation time. I have a portal over by his house. Let's go take a trip. In a non-conventional fashion. I'm very curious to see if he has made his way into the spirit world yet. Alright. Well, bottoms up. And while we're here, we can collect some more wispy cotton to make up for the cotton that we sold to him. Because I do still need plenty of it, especially for brewing. It's my absolutely terrible altar. My burnt down house. I should really repair this. I really should. Lots of gifts from the lady. I appreciate them. Lots of food. Oh, that's true. Now that I'm here in the spirit world, I have to eat again. Like an absolute plebeian. What a tragedy. Really. What a shame. I've got all gear and everything here. Let's switch over to proper armor. I can still fly though, so I don't have too much to worry about. Nothing in there. Oh man, I haven't been back here in a while. Yeah, there's all my stuff. Whoops. Alright, so my horse Sleipnir. I think the last that I saw him, would be back over near the spirit world equivalent of Spawn. So the question is, the lady mind if I borrowed a horse? Because it's not a short trip. Let's see. We can probably fly over there without a horse. Honestly, some of this terrain, it might be more difficult with a horse than without. Oh, that's something else we'll definitely collect while we're here. We'll collect spirits if we can catch them. I see you. Ha! Got it. Fantastic. Because something tells me we'll be doing a good bit of spirit. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna quietly. I'm just gonna. Hey guys. Hey everyone. I know you're cute. You're the ladies' wolves. You're part of the hunt, wild hunt. Yeah, these are just all sort of all over the spirit world. She leaves packs of wolves in her absence. It's good. I'm glad there's somebody watching over it. All right. Just going to fly. It is a beautiful time without day or night in this alternate reality / demi-plane that mimics our own. Let's see, what else have I been thinking about doing? The main thing that I've been plotting is a bunch of new spells. So hopefully I'll have a chance soon to re-record the audio for the brewing episodes that didn't quite work out in the initial recording. That would be the ones where I made the two spells that I have already, Invoke Expertise and Breath of Life. And then I can get on to the rest of them because I have a bunch more lined up. I've been crafting some weapon spells to use both against mobs and against other players. Because something tells me, based on the shape of that crazy Colosseum-looking thing in the western portion of New Desertlandia, that this arc may involve fighting for either sport or higher stakes. So we will see what pans out with that. I also have a few tricks up my sleeve prepared in case we do end up fighting against other players inside or outside of the ring. But I think my main goal, again, I'll do this off stream, but I definitely need to update the waygates because they're running low on waystones. And I would like to finish getting blooded waystones of everyone so that I can send them all mail via owl. But yeah, lots of cool, fun, random things basically to do as we spool up this season here. It'd be really great if I could get. Actually, that's another thing. I should probably look into a poppet shelf compass. Let's see. Yeah, this thing. Because I know that several of the other players on the server make extensive use of protective poppets. And that's, in fact, how we were pretty much the main reason we were able to defeat the dragon last season, was because several of our players had a bunch of death protection poppets and armor protection poppets that basically meant they survived, while those of us who were less prepared, namely me and James, our guest from the Witch Hunters Guild. Hello. Gosh, you guys are everywhere. We ended up dying a lot, losing equipment, etc., etc. So to prevent that from happening again, I want to try and prepare a little bit better, and especially if PvP becomes an issue, not just craft a bunch of those myself, but also track down where my peers are hiding their Horcruxes, basically. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, another thing I'm excited about doing. I've been meaning to create my own smeltery. I know I negotiated rights of access to New Desertlandia's smeltery, but I think it would be nice to have my own. I think it would be nice for the villagers of Greenmount for them to have their own, and I wouldn't have to travel as far when I needed to smelt some of the ores that I have been gathering in my recent mining trips. That way we should be able to. I have a decent amount of gold saved up. With any luck, I'll be able to get my complete my third health bar. Currently I have 2.5, I think. And I would like to be on par with all of the boss-killing maniacs on this server who have long since completed their third health bar. Alright. I haven't seen more Subdued Spirits. Or Wispy Cotton, for that matter. Although, I have also not been paying the best attention, so it's possible there was some and I missed it. It's also possible that her ladyship has already been by this way and acquired it for herself. I know that while she was still living here natively in the spirit world, she ate spirits for sustenance. So, with an apex predator like that around, you know. Alright, we are almost to spawn, which should be where Sleipnir is, I hope. If not, we have just taken this long trek for no particular purpose. Alright. Hello, horse? Are you here? Horse? I'd be very sad if the horse is gone. More of you. Why are you everywhere? Hey. She wants you to know that this is her world and nobody else's. That's the manifestation portal for here. But that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a horse who sadly does not seem to be present. That's alright. How long is the walk to... Oh, that's not that far. We can make that. And we'll go see if he is hanging around in the spirit world. Let me actually see. Alright. We're just gonna half fly, half leap over the terrain in a beeline for the spirit world equivalent of Uberwald. I also know that there have been lots of improvements to the castle since last we were here. So let's go see what exciting things there are to investigate. The spirit world is, you know, mostly untouched as usual. I know that there are some structures in far off hidden places that the lady has built, but we have not been privy to them yet. I'm very excited to see them when they're finished. In fact, there should be lots of cool builds that we get to check out. Alright. Ow. Let's see. Make sure I haven't missed... Yeah, he's still on. This was definitely not the most efficient way to go about investigating if the Baron was in the spirit world. But it's been a nice little trek. Personally, I'm just enjoying being back and being around Stragaria again, because we've already had so much fun on this server and done so many cool things, and there are so many cool things yet to come. So I'm thinking that we save the Purgatorio Waystone for a future stream. I think that I'm going to gear up properly so that I can face that like a witch, and not, run in unprepared with, raggedy gear. Because whatever that is, I think it's probably a big and slightly alarming deal. Aha! I see a spirit. Come back here. I need you for potions. I'm gonna get you. You can't escape me by swimming. You think the water is your ally. Come on. Dang it. Dang it. There we go. The lady has stacks of these in chests back in Nier. She is a much better hunter of spirits than I am. But I do my best. Just passing a beautiful town. Hello, everyone. In the spirit world, in the waking world, guards have kind of died out in most of the villages that we know. They're very brave and they're very foolhardy and they fight monsters and monsters win. But here in the spirit world, since it's never night, monsters can only come out in the rain, which doesn't happen too often. Especially now that, as I've heard, the Baron spends a lot of his time underground, so he doesn't necessarily call forth the rain. Which means that the village guards here in the spirit world can still be very intact, living peaceful lives that are not nearly as terrifying as the ones that take place back home. I might actually contract the lady to improve the wall around Greenmount. Not that it doesn't work. It works great. It keeps all the monsters out, and it's foolproof. It's spawn proofed, and it also looks like a 3x wall of cobblestone blocks, because that's what it is. So a prettier version of that would definitely be nice, and would go along with some of the projects that I've been thinking about doing in Greenmount, making the smeltery, so making basically a forge place. I'd love to make a post office if I can get blooded waystones from everyone, with postal owls in Irie on the top. Airy? Is it Airy or Irie? Or Erie? Honestly, I don't know. But whichever it is, with one of those on the top, I think there could be some fun beautification projects. We haven't really tried that before because I'm bad at building and as a result scared to try. But, we might as well. This season, next season, get into some of that. It is Minecraft after all. All of the great content creators for Minecraft tend to be very, very impressive builders. So I should try my hand at it, especially considering some of the gorgeous buildings and cities that are around here on the WitchCraft SMP. I'm looking forward to taking you to the lady's as yet unnamed settlement. It's full of wolves, as you might expect. All right, we approach. Frankly, by this time he may have already returned to the waking world, considering the sheer amount of time it took us to get here. What's going to be really funny is if he's destroyed the manifestation portal and we can't even go through to see him on the other side. Oh, no, there it is. There's the portal. Aha. So, the portal has been deactivated. I don't have any flowing spirit on me. Do. I also don't have... I have the seeds for a snowbell. So I can plant a snowbell and harvest it to get a icy needle and wake up. But while that's going, we'll just fly over here, see if the Baron has done anything interesting. No, all of their food is intact. Oh, hello. I'm not sure this is natural. Is this natural? Are you just a fool? Oh no, this seems intentional. This seems like it was set up. So it looks like the good Baron has made his way into the spirit world and begun doing some work. It's probably for your own good. Farms. Now what I don't see is a witchery area, which is obviously the most important part because you can't make flowing spirit without a considerable setup. So I wonder if that is around somewhere. Not in there. Not in here. How peculiar. Perhaps he is being sneaky. Well, I don't see him, so it's probable that either he's returned to the waking world. Aha, spirit. Or he was in the nether. As far as I know, those or the end. It's possible he's in the end, although there's not much left to look for there. We cleared out a lot of the resources when we defeated the dragon. I guess now is a... Hang on. Where did it go? I lost it. Oh, there's one over there, though. I guess now is a reasonable time to talk about the plan for the sort of the big build that I have, the one that I've been thinking about. I've been thinking that now that the place in the ways is safe, that instead of using the spawn waygate as the center of our network, I could move the center of the network into the end. And once there, I could build a staging area is one word for it. For anyone who wants to use the network, their gate would take them to the end, and then they could choose where they wanted to go to from there. And I thought this might be a really fun idea. So I'm going to... I have a plan for... Also, the reason I'm currently digging into the ground is that I am trying to find a skeleton so I can bone meal. I've realized I've made a terrible mistake. It's dark and full of water. Why did I do this? I have a plan for automated waygates that I'm going to test to see if it works. And then if so, we're going to start setting them up in the end. That's going to be the sort of the main construction project, in addition to beautifying Greenmount with expert help. Is there a cave entrance near here? That would be very helpful. So yeah, I've been thinking about... I also want to test out whether or not the rite of moving earth can be used to lift the end fountain up. Because if so, we could raise it into the air and then use that as our center point for the paths to all of the different gates. So it's sort of this central islandy area. If it doesn't work, we can just use some endstone to build a platform above, and then a spiral staircase down to the fountain. No caves. By the time I find a cave... Here we go. By the time I find a cave, the snowbell's probably already grown. Ah, perfect. Some coal. We can make some torches. So yeah, a central area, which is where you arrive. That's the receiving area when all of the other when players teleport step into their gate, they arrive in the center of the ways in the end, and then could go from there by I think I'll probably use roads. I apologize for how dark this is. Probably not the best. Let's see if I can make it any brighter. That's a little better. Well, I certainly found enough skeletons. Whew. I'm not used to having to fight people in ordinary Minecraft fashion after all of the witchery powers that we have access to in the waking world. All right, that is enough bone meal to go get an icy needle and wake up. So yeah, that's my main idea for the build in the end, and I have already negotiated exclusive rights to making that build, at least as far as the primary function goes. I've spoken with several of the other players who have other ideas for builds in the end, as like part of it I'm definitely open to, because collaboration is fun, and also they're better builders than me. So we'll see about that. Obviously, our streams here so far for me have mostly been me exploring Minecraft mechanics and witchery mechanics, and not a lot of traditional building. But we'll try that out. We'll give that a shot one of these days and see if you guys enjoy it. Okay. Now it looks like the snowbell is partially grown. Let's just finish it off. We may not... You're gonna make me chase... Oh my gosh. Now that I'm not chasing them, they're everywhere. Alright. We did not get an icy needle. That is okay. No icy needle. Still no icy needle. Snowbells are kind of an annoying plant to work with out of all of the witchery plants. They don't often drop additional seeds, and the real reason you're planting them is probably not to get snowballs, all things considered. Especially since this is a mod where if you want... There we go. If you want snow, you can relatively easily transform your biome into another biome and acquire snow that way. All right. Let's wake up. Back in the waking world. All right. So all in all, I think that was pretty successful. We have acquired a few subdued spirits to toss in here. We completed our array of dream weavers. We wandered aimlessly through the spirit world for a little bit. We forced it to be night several times. So, all in all, I would say that is pretty successful. Is there anything else to do that I've been wanting to do before I hop off? All right, I'll have to ask the lady if she's seen my horse. My spirit horse. But I think that's pretty solid. Let's take one trading trip over to Goblin Town before we wrap up for the evening. Grab my shears. Grab some wool. Not wool. Wheat. I don't have a lot of wheat. Let me go. I think I have a decent amount growing there. Grab a bit of gold, some emeralds, and of course the koboldite that I'm collecting. hang on. We can dye some of this with bone meal. And get a little bit more. This is a dangerous sword. I don't need to be holding it in my hand. I feel whenever I walk near the cat with the sword in my hand, I'm like, I'm gonna accidentally stab my cat, and that would be terrible. All right, add that to the wool pile, and then the other thing is pork. So let's go acquire a bit of wool, a bit of pork from our farms up here. Ah, it's raining, which will become snow over here by Greenmount. I've gotten so used to the little transitions in the weather between the height and biome differences. All right, there are enough pigs here for us to butcher a few for meat. So, sorry, pigs. 2. Whoops. All right. How much is that? 18. I think that's enough for 1 dust. So let's see if we can go for 2. 33. All right. 37. 47. Okay, that's plenty. And then we will equip our shears and go shear some shear some sheep. That should not have been nearly that difficult. All right. Pop, pop, pop. All of our sheep are white because that's what the kobolds are willing to buy. Okay. Shear, 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 shear. Come on, get over here. Thank you. Give me your wool. That's a chicken. That is a chicken. That is not a sheep. You too. If you're gonna regrow while I'm standing here, I'm gonna come shear it again. Marvelous. Marvelous. All right. Oh, one more. Thank you. All right. Set down the broom, and we are off into the night. Flying on the broom never gets old. All right. And we are heading here to Goblin Town. All right. Hello, everyone. Let's do a little bit of trading. So the hobgoblin who is making clothes is through in the enormous hotel thing. Hello. Hi. Is it you? No. Is it you? No, you're a smith. No. Aha! Here you are. All right. So let's put some wool into this. How much? How much are you willing to... Oh, nice. Okay. Sweet. Whoa. I actually ran out of wool, and I still don't know. Are you done yet? No, you're not. Okay. I definitely need to get some more wool and come back. Let me see if I have any over here. Nope, this is just stuff that I collected when I went down and mined. Looks like no wool. That's all right. I should really get some sheep farming going over here too, considering that it's so useful to them and they appreciate it so much. I'm going through the roof here. So I know someone in here will purchase meat in exchange for... Yes, there you are. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Is that it? Is that your limit? No, you're willing to do more. I just don't have enough. Alright, so I need a bit more, a few more pork chops. Are there any pigs out in the swamp that I could pay a visit to? Doo-doo-doo. There's some cows. More cows. A lot of mobs. Impressive number, really. I will say I've been... Oh, hello.
Good afternoon. As you know, I am His Illustrious Highness, the Baron of Uberveld.
Hang on. I currently have Discord on the wrong device. Let me just switch over to the right one. Your barrenness. All right, let's see if we can get this set up. All right, testing 1, 2, 3.
I hear you.
All right.
Good man.
Hello, your Baroness. How have you been? It's been a little while.
I've been quite well, expanding the kingdom or the barony, I suppose, as it was.
Naturally, I went on an entire adventure through the spirit world to see if you were in there, since you recently bought that wispy cotton from me. But I did not find you. So I have I've taken a detour back to my kobold town to do some trading. I hear you have a job for me.
I do. In fact, I have 2 jobs for you.
Okay.
One of which might be somewhat time-consuming, but the first of which I have already placed within your cottage.
Oh, that was you. That is so you. That is just very. That's yeah. Okay.
Yes. Have you explored the area?
No, I was slightly concerned that it would end in my violent death, so I decided to postpone it until acquiring a bit more commitment.
Of course. Yes, I'm afraid that might be a possibility. The first few explorers who I sent in have not returned yet.
Well, I am the cartographer, so if anyone can do it, I'm fairly confident. What is this place that you've found?
I'm not entirely sure. It appears to be, well, not a separate dimension, a pocket in this world that has so far been, shall we say, difficult to explore.
All right. I'm always here for a good, bizarre, threatening adventure story.
Good to hear.
Yeah, so I'll be happy to check that out once I've finished updating my equipment. You mentioned a second job.
Yes, the other one is of a somewhat sensitive nature. It has to do with the current banking establishment that I'm attempting to establish here in Uberwald.
Oh yeah. I've bought into the first bank of Uberwald. What's up with
yes. Well, it has come to my attention that the security in some of the lower levels is somewhat lacking. I have had some dealings with your specters that you have established, and I think they would make the perfect guards for lower levels.
Ah, I see. Okay. I would be happy to bind you some sentinel fetishes to protect your bank from intruders.
Excellent.
I can show you how they work, how to tag lock them, so that they won't attempt to murder you.
That is a excellent quality in guards.
Yeah, to be fair, you are more difficult to murder than most of the people on this server.
True.
All right, yeah. Off the top of my head, that is a pretty solid project. So it might take me a little while, and I don't know the pricing just in theory, but I will get back to you with a quote and see if that is feels appropriate to you.
Of course.
All right.
Price is no issue when the security of our future customers is at stake.
Naturally. You are taking this whole economic thing very seriously.
Of course, as a pillar of the community, I feel it's my duty to add interest rates and support the economy.
Yes, of course. This is what I have come to expect from the leaders of Strigaria's various nations. All right. Well, that sounds great. That sounds like a great deal. It sounds like a great plan. And I will get to work prepping to craft you some sentinels, and I will let you know how it goes.
Thank you. You know where to contact me.
Yes, of course.
All
right. Well, thank you very much, Your Barrenness.
Of course.
All right. Well, okay, I'll admit that was not exactly what I was expecting when it came to Jobs, and it is so very intimidating that he can just walk into my heavily guarded, heavily warded house and leave me a waystone next to my bed. But that's all right. We're gonna have to deal with that in the future. That being said, I think that I'll probably wrap up the stream for tonight with the knowledge that we did a bit of meandering today. We had a bit of fun. But next time we will be back in full force, and we have a mysterious place to explore, and we have to get back to ghost binding, which is always the most nightmarish activity because they are so buggy in this version of Witchery. So I guess we will look forward to that. I won't subject you to me flying all the way back home. So I'll just leave you here where we started, on the tower in Goblin Town. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you had a good time. And welcome back to the WitchCraft SMP. I imagine we'll be back with this next week, and keep watch for the brewing videos going up on YouTube. The first one should be it's Invoke Expertise. This one, the Decanting and Luck potion. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.